things to consider when towing with your Superduty versus with your 150. So as you know, the 150 has a pretty high tow rating. This one's rated to tow 13,000 pounds. It's the max towing package with the 3.55 rear gear, extended range, 36-gallon fuel tank, long bed, the 6.5 foot bed, which is the long wheelbase, which gives you the highest tow ratings possible. Only way to get a higher tow rating is to lower the trim level a little bit and get rid of four-wheel drive. That will give you maybe a bit higher tow rating. But the gross combined weight rating with this setup is 18,000 pounds. I gotta double check that, but I believe it's 18,000 pounds. That's pretty impressive, and might make you wonder why even look at a 250 if you can tow this much with a 150. Over here with the 250, the new ones, this is a 19, but 17 and up have really high tow ratings as well. They've become higher since then. They have the bigger hitches on them. This is a 2.5-inch hitch. I think if you get a 350 and a 450 or a 450, you can even get up to a 3-inch hitch on the back. What that does is gives you more tongue weight ability and more towing off the hitch. That's nice to have. But then you get the highest ratings when you use your fifth wheel or gooseneck. But this truck can tow 15,000 pounds compared to that one, which can only tow 13,000 pounds. But both of those weights are pretty intense, and no one really generally ever pulls that much weight, you know, with the 150. And even with the 250, I mean, how often would a person ever pull near the maximum weight unless they're doing it for commercial use? So the question you may want to ask is, why even look at a 250? You get the lower fuel economy, bigger vehicle, when you can get a 150 and it can pretty much tow any travel trailer out there. If you're looking at the ratings, it's rated to tow pretty much it's rated to tow some pretty big travel trailers. Anything with 2 axles is probably going to fall under that rating. All right, so one thing to consider if you're looking at one of these and you're thinking about towing is tongue weight. The 150 actually has a lot of trickery when it comes to its towing. Its tongue weight maximum without a weight distributing hitch is only 500 pounds regardless of configuration. So any configuration at 150 is maximum tongue weight of 500 pounds without a weight distributing hitch. Whereas the 250 on the other hand can have up to 1,500 pounds of weight on the tongue, and you don't need a weight distributing hitch at all to get that 1,500 pounds of weight on the tongue. That could even go up higher if you get a bigger truck. If you go with a 450 and you get a bigger hitch back here, you get the 3-inch hitch back here, and you can even get, you know, that's even a longer wheelbase, the longest wheelbase. You can get the bigger hitch than what's on this truck, bigger springs as well, and you can get the tongue weights even higher. But that is a big thing to consider. If you're really going to tow, you know, over 5,000 pounds, you have to get extra equipment if you're going to tow over 500 pounds or 5,000 pounds with the F-150. Whereas the 250, you can tow the full maximum weight rating with just a regular ball, as long as the ball is rated to tow what you're towing. So that's something to consider. Another thing to really think about is your payloads. This truck is high trim level truck, and the payload on this one is 1,650 pounds. So, you know, any weight that you put on your hitch is going to be considered part of your payload, and you're going to run out of payload pretty quick. In fact, if you were to put 1,300 pounds, which would be 10% of the maximum trailer weight, then you'd only have maybe 300 pounds or so left over for the driver or any added equipment. So there's not a lot of room for a payload at the maximum weight. Whereas in this truck, on the 250, if you were to tow, say, the maximum trailer weight of 15,000 pounds, you would still have plenty of payload left over if you had 1,500 pounds of tongue weight, because the payload on this truck is closer to 3,400 pounds. So you're gonna have a lot more leftover payload towing with this truck compared to the 150. Now, I think the main reason that you need a weight distributing hitch over any weight over 500 pounds, because I think that hitch is gonna distribute a lot more of the weight back over to the trailer. I think it takes a lot of payload off of the truck by shifting weight back over all the axles. It distributes the weight back to the front axle and back to the trailer. But that's just something to consider. You know, if you're looking at towing with one of these trucks, I think that if you're going to stay under 5,000 pounds regularly, then a 150 is the way to go. And if you're going to go over 5,000 pounds regularly, then a 250 is definitely the way to go, because you don't need to worry about all the extra equipment. You gain all the stability. Now, me personally, I'm not towing over 5,000 pounds with my 250. I'm really only towing like 2,500 pounds. I'll probably be under 3,000 pounds with this trailer and equipment. But at the same time, you know, while a 150 could do that, there's not enough payload to do this. This is 1,000 pounds off the front end, and the 250's front end is rated to hold this much weight, and the 150 front end can't really hold much of any plow. So that's something to consider, you know, with snow plowing. And you know, I could put this plow on the front, and then I could even tow a trailer, or I could put a salter in the bed, and I could really do a lot with a 250. Whereas with the 150, you know, I could pull my trailer for the mowing, for cutting grass all day, but then it wouldn't have enough payload left over for snow. So anyway, guys, that's it for the video today. Thank you for watching, and hope to hear from you soon. Thanks a lot. Bye.